What up, everybody? Happy Monday. This game last night was absolutely insane, and it ended in our favorite way imaginable, in a tie. We all love ties in football, right? Nah, that was a horrible way to end just an absolutely epic game. Can't believe it ended in a tie. Unfortunately, that's still a rule in football. But listen, this game was absolutely out of this world. An amazing watch last night. Dak Prescott playing at an MVP caliber level. If his team was winning games, I would say he'd be firmly in that MVP conversation. But obviously, got to win games to be NFL MVP at the quarterback position. George Pickens stepped up, had a couple touchdowns. A really nice game from him. Couple catches in key moments, making defenders miss. Had an amazing catch early on in the game over the shoulder against two defenders. Just great stuff from George Pickens. Did have one drop, but we'll let that one slide. Yeah, our favorite guy, who everyone kind of craps on, myself included, Jalen Tolbert, who had a really nice catch at the end of the game there to set the Cowboys up for a field goal. Dak kind of just threw the ball up to a spot. Tolbert came back and had an amazing toe-tapping sideline catch. Reminded me actually of the 2016 game where the tight end for the Packers had that ridiculous sideline catch as well, just like that one. And very fitting it comes against the Packers, but just an amazing catch, and something that popped off on the screen too without going back and watching the All-22. It looked like Tolbert was blocking really well. That was a criticism of mine early on in the season, first couple of games where Tolbert wasn't blocking as well as we've seen in seasons past, and it looked like he had a better game this week. Javonte Williams out here running like a man possessed. He is just a soul snatcher. He plays pissed off. Every snap he plays pissed off. Dude looks like an absolute machine. Turpin, really nice return in a clutch moment. Also had some phenomenal catches too, some really good catches this game. Our guy Flanoy got involved. I want to see more of Flanoy. Flanoy is a receiver to me who is just so underutilized, and when Mingo comes back and Land comes back, he won't be utilized. It's unfortunate, but he is just so fluid in his route running. He's got decent speed. He's quick. He's got good hands. Just looks like a guy who, if given enough opportunities, can probably make a good play for this team. So I want to see more flow while we can. Offensive line is being held together by duct tape at this point. Guys are going down left and right. You came into this game with two guys hurt. Steele, I don't know if Steele got hurt or he was just taken out. I'm not sure. But then Guyton goes down, and I think Steele came back in at that point, and then Nate Thomas switched. I mean, all of that on top of already missing your starting center, your starting right guard. This offensive line just being held together by duct tape. And I said when I called into Nick Eatman's show, the storyline this past week, I said the Cowboys are going to win this game because the NFL is stupid and it makes no sense. And when you think you've got something figured out, you don't. And so you look at this offensive line going into this game, already banged up in bad shape, tackles both struggling in pass protection. You look at the Packers defensive line, you got the lead leaguer in sacks with Gary over there. You got obviously Micah Parsons, and like they should have been feasting on Dak Prescott all game, but they came away with one sack. They had some pressure on Dak, but Dak looked pretty comfortable back there for the most part. Delivered dimes left and right. And, I kind of picked the Cowboys sarcastically to win this game. I didn't really think they were going to win it. But it just goes to the point that the NFL really is unpredictable, and it's stupid. Like, you can't predict things in this league. Nothing ever really goes according to plan. Just when you think you've got it figured out, just understand that you don't, and something weird's going to happen, okay? On the defensive side, defensive line looked pretty good. They got more pressure this week. Shout out James Houston, had a clutch play in a key moment. The Cowboys just blocked an extra point, got the ball back, went and scored a touchdown. James Houston gets the strip sack, and all of a sudden, Cowboys are up going into half, and they get the ball back. So huge swing there for this Cowboys team. And if you're going to let up plays defensively, which this defense is going to continue to do, I don't know how they fix the defense at this point, but you got to at least get turnovers, right? It's a feast or famine type situation here. You got to force some turnovers. And that's why I didn't really understand Elam starting over Diggs in this game. I don't know if the coaches just didn't like something that Diggs did during the week. Who the hell knows, man? But Diggs gives you that turnover potential. He did have an interception that unfortunately got called back. So there's that. But you got to put players out there who can get turnovers, because ain't shit else happening on this defense, unfortunately. You got to get Sanborn off the field. I don't know what we have to do to get him off the field. I don't even care if you got to start Shamar James in his place. I don't care. I'm done. He's not athletic. He doesn't have the brain power that like a Sean Lee had, where Sean Lee wasn't the most athletic guy, but he was so damn smart. He knew where to be at all times, and he made plays that way. Sanborn is slow. He misses tackles. He gets a bunch of tackles, but they're 6, 7, 8 yards down the field. He's getting dragged. And so you're watching guys run by him. Just get Sanborn off the field. I don't care what you got to do. Get him off the field at this point. We got to be done with that. Safeties look better this game. Not as many big plays down the field over the top of the safeties. And maybe that's a little bit of Wanye's doing. Hooker came out, Wanye went in. I don't know. I got to go back and look at the tape, see what some of these smarter than I type guys have, like a Lombardi, Vox Lombardi. We'll see what he says. I'm a big fan of his. But yeah, man, let's see what happens on this offensive side. They're going to have to keep this defense afloat, because this defense, maybe they can get a turnover here and there to help this offense out. But I just don't see an end in sight where they can consistently get stops and force punts and hold teams out of the end zone or even out of field goal range. I just don't see it happening, even though players like Ezra Raku are starting to step up and play better. Obviously, as a rookie, got to give that guy time to develop. I want to keep seeing him heavily involved in rotation. Played well against the run. We'll see. We'll see how this defense evolves, but like I said, I don't have a lot of hope for this team defensively, and it's unfair that Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense has to come out and score 40 points a week to win games, but that's what it's going to be, unfortunately, at this point. So let me know what you guys think. Check out our Storyliner Spaces on Thursday on Twitter. If you're not already part of that Twitter community, go to Twitter, type in Cowboys Storyliners. We're kind of a fan part of Nick Eatman's Storyline podcast on the Cowboys website. It's just a fan-made community for listeners and callers to that show. We do a lot of our own stuff on the side, but definitely a big part of that community. So like I said, twitter.com, search Cowboy Storyliners. You'll find us. You can join the community and join the conversation there. I'll catch you guys later.